don't know where the trees at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you made it here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We about to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfare.
This episode of Chief Concerns is brought to you by BetOnline.ag. Hey there, Marcus Dash here from Chief Concerns. Just want to comment and say BetOnline is your #1 source for all your sports betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for football, baseball, boxing, golf, and much more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Monday Morning Tight End. I'm Marcus Dash here with legendary Chiefs tight end Jason Dunn on this fine Victory Monday in Kansas City. JD, how we feeling, brother?
Man, I'm feeling absolutely excellent. Coming off that win, man, I'm still flying high. The energy that I'm having is still there. It's still there. And I think a lot of it has just to do with the type of game that we played, how good we looked offensively. And so all those things were promising, man. Seeing the guys in the locker room just celebrate with one another, congratulating each other off a great win. I mean, it really made me smile because I would just remember those moments of winning big games and, with your boys and, getting and accomplishing, a task like that, man. You can just see the joy just exuding out of each and every one of them. Not just them, but the coaches and everybody of the staff, every part of it. Not to mention all of Chiefs Kingdom, everybody who came in, man, and just enjoyed the celebration. It was an amazing time, brother. Amazing time. And so we're going to keep riding this thing out. We're going to keep riding this thing out, Marcus. I'm looking at it with the type of momentum that we have. And I knew this. I just, without a doubt, I do believe we're going to win it all. I think we definitely get there, and I think we win it all. If we play like we played yesterday in the last 2 weeks, actually, statistically wise, doing some good things, putting everything together, then we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. So yeah, man, that's where I'm at. What about you? What do you think? How you feeling?
I love that, obviously seeing the players be so happy and excited after the game and stuff. But for me to know that the stuff that we talk about, the stuff as fans talk about, everyone disrespecting the Chiefs, these media members saying, "Oh, Mahomes never played a real playoff game," yada yada yada. All this doubt stuff that we every year. There's different angles of it. Last year was Philadelphia Stevens is too good. This year, the Chiefs, their offense is not the same. Kelsey's a step slow. Andy Reid's going to retire. Mahomes has lost it. Too many commercials. All this stuff. And then after the game last time, when they broke it down in the locker room, Mahomes essentially said, they doubted us. And look, we came in and did it. They didn't think we were going to do this. And we came and did it. And it's nice to see that, they embody what the fans really embody, what we embody, and what we talk about, the doubt and the hate that we get. The players see it, they know it, and they thrive on it. And that's honestly – It's amazing that they can actually take the bulletin board material that we see and talk about almost every week, and they apply it to their game. And look, we're going back to the AFC Championship game again. Another year in the Mahomes era, we go back to the AFC Championship game, and I'll say thanks to a lot of these talking heads out there.
Absolutely, appreciate it. Appreciate the hate. Appreciate the doubt. Because our guys, all they do is, hey man, let's put all the haters. Put them on notice, okay? Let's shake all the haters off. Let's say everybody that's been talking about what we're not going to do, Patrick Mahomes don't win on the road. The Chiefs don't look the same. The offense don't look great. Don't even talk about how good our defense has been all year. All those people that's been in that camp, that package has been talking on them. Every single one of them jokers are eating crow. And I'm going to tell you what. I didn't watch not one sports channel today. Not one. Not one. Yeah, because I didn't even want to go there. I don't want to hear the excuses or I thought the Chiefs. I didn't even want to hear it. You know what? Save it. Y'all just save that, okay? How about y'all just do that? Just cut with the BS. Don't want to hear what you got to say. You just continue to watch these teams dominate. Continue to watch Kelsey and PM15 do what they do. And Andy Reid, the best coach in football, continued to just win, doing it the right way. And so, yeah, I get that everybody gets tired of the commercials. And I ain't gonna lie, I thought about this yesterday because I'm just like, it would suck for us to lose and to see all these commercials still coming up. The Mahomo, what all of those things.
Motto.
The Mojado to come up and see all these deal commercials and you're not in it. Well, these guys got a reason to continue to do what they do. It's the same thing like when I'm sitting up and I'm watching in the stands, Taylor Swift celebrating with Travis Kelce's family. Jason Kelce up there with his shirt off, celebrating his brother. I mean, all those are just feel-good moments. Yeah, you're not having that with any other team. I'm sorry, you're just not. Nobody else you're showing off the field and just, how everything is just looking, playing out the optics of it. Like, you just got to be able to just love the Chiefs, man. You got to be able to love the Chiefs. So I just want to say that I love it. I love it, man. Look, Chiefs Concerns Mafia stand up. Hey, I hear you, man. We ain't no mafia, man. We the Brotherhood. How about that? We go with that, man. Let the mob be up there. But I get you, family, man. I appreciate it. But absolutely right with you. Because these guys, man, they locked on with each other, and that's what I love so much about it. They play for one another. It was the DB coach came and kissed Snead on the cheek. I'm like, oh my great, beautiful moment. That's just showing how much they care for one another. That's how much they care for one another. And so I'm here for all of that, man. I'm here for all of it. It's wholesome. It's a wholesome feel right there. Wholesome feel. And so people just got to celebrate it just because of what it gives you, the feeling you get off of it. If you're empathetic to these things, you got family and all this, those things you got to feel for. And on the same note, I want to say this too. It kind of came out on Twitter. They said that Tyler Bass was getting death threats. You believe this?
It's crazy. I
mean, I can believe it because there's some idiots out here. I mean, there's some really sick people. And my thing is, look, the guy missed the kick, okay? But there's other people who didn't perform well. Shouldn't always just lay on him, okay? But the man should not be getting death threats. Should not be getting death threats. You're doing that, you're taking football a little bit too personal. But, yeah, Monica, a family man, I see you, man. No disrespect. No disrespect. None whatsoever, baby. None whatsoever. My man, I got you 100%. You already know. So, but yeah, I just think, sometimes one team, one mission. Can't say it no better than that, Monica. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful capturing words. But yeah, that those things, that shouldn't be part of football at all. Should be part of football whatsoever. So I just want to say, man, to Tyler Bass, man, keep your head up. Okay. I like Josh Allen went over and kind of consoled him a little bit because, guys need it at those times. Hard times like that, you need the guys around you. The guys in the locker room, I'm guaranteed they're putting their arms around him. So good deal. They played a good game for the Bills. Great season for what y'all showed. Y'all just ran into, the juggernaut of the Chiefs. That's what it is, man. But it was good. It was good. It was a good game. It was a really good game. And I told you, Marcus, this right here was a game that everybody wanted to see. And it didn't disappoint by no means. I mean, I heard everybody was talking about it. Like if you was fans of, I seen a guy in the store today who had all his Philly garb on, right? And I was just talking to him. I'm telling him, oh, man, you played for the Chiefs? Yeah, I played for Philly, too. And he was like, oh, really? And we got in this really good conversation. And so we just talking about all the good things Kansas City was doing, how much he just enjoyed that, how much he loved seeing Jason Kelce up there celebrating with his brother and cheering him on. So that's what I love about what this Chiefs, this organization, this soon-to-be dynasty gives you.
Yeah.
Okay? It gives you all of that. They all feel good stories. The wholesome parts of what you need. So yeah, man. All right.
It is interesting that there's a contingency because I'm a Sixers fan, obviously. Look the pennant behind me. So I'm in a lot of like Sixers groups on Twitter and stuff, and on our Myler podcast is like a Twitter account. So I see a lot of these like Philly fans, Eagles fans, and there were yesterday a lot of them were really upset that Jason Kelce was rocking the Chiefs beanie, was being as like this big Chief fan as he was yesterday. They're like, no, he's an Eagle and he shouldn't be doing that. Like, screw the Chiefs, that kind of stuff. And it's like, come on, man. Like, that's his brother, okay? His brother's first before he's a brother before he's an Eagle, okay? So, jeez.
What's those say? Blood is thicker than water, okay?
Exactly.
So, yeah, I get you got some loyalty to your team, but your first loyalty is to your family, your blood. And so that'd never change. And so I actually, when I seen him without his shirt on, that made me cheer even more because I'm just like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. Big brother watching the little brother, man. He's always going to have his back, and just like Travis going to have his. Yeah. So I love it. I love it.
I thought it was cool. He was tailgating with the Bills fans in the parking lot before the game, just drinking brews and like crushing them in the parking lot with Bills fans. So you could tell, shirt off. You could tell he was he was pretty smashed last night at that point when they showed him.
Hey man, Jason Kelce's living his best life right now. He's living his best life, and he's about ready to. So, shout out to him and his incredible career. Like I said, just watching his brother, younger brother doing it. Okay, so it's good stuff, man. Great stuff. Sure. Great stuff.
Yes, sir. So obviously today, Monday morning tight end, this is where JD will go over the grades from yesterday's amazing game. And there's certain position groups that I'm really curious to hear what you have to say. Also, I did want to ask before we did dive into the grade. So they said that Thuney's injury is it's a pec injury. So it's obviously not as bad as a lot of people thought it was going to be last night. A strained pec. I don't know if you ever had that injury before.
Oh yeah,
you've had that before.
I've had a torn pec and played.
Oh man.
Yeah, I didn't know it was that. Okay, so we'll get into it. We'll talk about it. You want me to talk about it now? Well, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious. A lot of people don't know if he's going to play next week or not. I mean, you played on a torn pec, so let's hear how that. What do you think about that injury? Do you think we could still see him play next week? Yes,
and the reason is because so when I tore my pec, okay, it was lifting weights right after practice. And I was benching something I usually handle, like 365. Okay. Warming up with it. So I'm going in and I'm pressing, and I'm going up on about my fifth rep. And it's like somebody took a knife and just slit me right through here, man. That's what it felt like. Like somebody just literally took a knife and just cut me all the way through. And the crazy part is I sat up with the weight because of the pain, and the adrenaline was just rushing through, and I threw it off me. Threw it forward. And Coach Mill was in the weight room working out too at the same time. So I get up, I run like to the, kind of to the training room, locker room area. Coach comes off, he's looking at me. He's like, Jason, just stop, just stop moving. What happened? I said, Coach, man. I said, it ain't good. It ain't good at all. I said, man, I don't know. I think I tore it. And so what I ended up doing, man, I tore 75% of my muscle. My pec muscle, and I'm gonna do something crazy here. People can see it. So I got a divot, so I can push all the way down. It's like a hole right here. It's like a divot.
Holy crap!
And then my muscle pulled back up into my pec muscle. Now I can still do like the Terry Crews pec thing, but it was like during that time when I went up to the doctor was like, well, look, this could be a season-ending surgery. We don't know what we're going to do. And he said, well, what we also could do, here's another option, is we could put a harness on you. Okay. And because you do a lot of blocking here, we just got to limit your range of motion of being outside your frame. That's when it becomes a big problem. So I'm sure they'll probably just put a harness on. They'll probably try to calm it down as much as possible to try to make him as comfortable as possible, which, they have, medication for that. But a harness so he doesn't get outside his frame. But Joe Thuney does everything inside here anyway. Mm-hmm. So shouldn't be a big deal for him at all. I mean, he's an amazing guy that's where he's going to kill you. You don't have to be outside here. He's outside here as a guard, then you're probably getting beat anyway.
Right.
But as long as he's keeping everything tight, it's probably going to help him out even more, because then now, man, he's really going to be driving people to the ground. So yeah, man. So that's the one thing you can do. One of the options, I think, contingency plan that you can do with a strain muscle. Like I said, I tore mine and I played. So that, it's 75%. But I actually was able to, get away from having surgery, period. And it just kind of healed on its own. I just can't bench with a straight bar. I can't do it. So I do dumbbells now more if I bench as opposed with the bar, because the bar kind of keeps you concentrated. You can't really have that range of motion to turn and twist like you want to.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So ever since then, you can't go straight bar bench anymore.
I can. I still do, but I don't do a whole lot of weight. I don't do the weight I used to do.
Okay.
More reps. I throw a little weight up every once in a while, but I can feel it. And when I feel that, I'm like, okay, now put this thing up.
Huh.
Crispy said harness and plenty of painkillers. Yes, sir. That's exactly how it's got to work. That's what you got to do. And Thuney, shoot. I mean, he's probably used to that. He's used to that. Yeah.
And he's a warrior. That guy. I mean, plays. I mean, I don't know if he's even missed the game at all in his career. I mean, if he has, maybe one or two, but not much. So it's great that we got that firsthand knowledge from JD, who tore his pec. So there you go. There's firsthand at what a pec injury looks like in the NFL. People.
Oh yeah. John Clifford said JD is a beast. Race motocross been torn up and metal inserted. Football is as rough as it comes. Yes, it is. Bro, you still look great. How old are you, JD? Oh man, I'm a young guy, man. I'm a young guy. Yeah, young dude. So I'm actually, you know what, John? I have no problem telling my age because I live a healthy life. I eat the right foods. I do it the right way. I can't even believe it. So, but I just actually hit my 5-0. If you can believe it or not. Man, it shocks me. What I'm telling you, I'm shocks me, really. But man, I feel great. Still take care of my body, do things that try to do. So that's how old I am, man.
Big 50. If you look at your team profile picture from back in like 2002 or 2003, you look identical to that. So I mean, like you've aged beautifully, brother.
Yeah. Good life, man. Good living. Try to live with no stress, stress-free. That is key. No stress, man. If it's stressing you out, forget about it. I get we got these games. Don't let the game stress you out either. Okay, make sure you get a balance with that. Have a balance with it. So yeah. Thank you. Congrats, you pull off the 30s easy. Welcome to the club. I appreciate it, brother. It's just yes, it is. It's just a number. It really is just a number. You're as old as you feel. And so, my kids, man, I tell them all the time, because when their friends come and I tell them, they just like, what? That's your dad? Like, for real? And my daughters cannot stand it because they know it just gives me a bigger head. I'm like, see, I told you what they say, right?
When I went to your wedding, I remember I made a comment about you looking like a young buck still. Your daughter was like, "Oh no, don't fill his head up."
Yeah. I would, man. I can. You can live stress free when you got kids and I'm married. Hey, look, brother. Hey, you got to learn how to do it. And so my thing is, I want everybody to be stress free. The whole house, right? That's my thing is nobody wants to live with stress. Kids don't want to be stressful. Wife don't want to be stressful. So let's all be on the relaxed, chill mode, right? Anytime it start getting like this out of order, we got to bring it back down. Bring it down. Bring it down. Okay. Let's put it all in perspective. Okay. Yeah.
But how can he be stress free when Andy Reid's doing jet sweeps at the goal line with McCole Hardman?
Oh my God. My wife would tell about this, and she probably talked about this, but she was telling my brother last night, he was rolling on the ground. Absolutely rolling on the ground. And I was. No, that wasn't the one I was rolling on the ground. That one was the first one I actually threw my hat up in the air, and I'm like, oh my gosh, in the floor. And I'm looking at my daughter. My daughter's just going crazy looking at me. She just laughing her butt off. The one that had me on the ground was I'm jumping on the ground like going for the fumble. I'm like, oh, get on. I'm like on my hands and knees like I'm doing the army crawl. I'm like, oh man, like what are y'all doing to me? What are y'all doing to me? And so yeah, that part was stressful. And I just could not believe we did not get that. We just did not get that, man. But hey, now it doesn't matter, right? So we got to win. But next time that happens, just get on the ball. Don't scoop and score. Don't get on it. Just get on it. Or just don't try to scoop and score is what I meant to say. All right.
Well, at least they have it on film now, so they can make that a teaching moment this week when they watch film.
Yeah. Flapjack City. I'm looking at your grades, man. Very interesting. Very interesting. You got D-line grade F, linebacker grade C minus, DB grade A plus, O-line grade A, gave him 0 sacks, running back grade A minus, wide receiver grade B, quarterback grade A, tight end grade A, coaching B plus. Not bad. A little off with mine. I'm gonna give mine here, but I do like your grades. Your grades are not bad grades. Not bad grades at all. Okay. I broke this joking down. I go into the intricate parts of these things, So I try to get into the nitty gritty, man. Bring my old pen and my paper and go through the whole film as the coach does. But I do like your grades. I do like them, actually. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and get into it. And I know at the end, Marcus, I told you I wanted to do like the little monologue, and we'll get into that, right? And it'd be a perfect time to actually do it.
Yes, sir.
I did a video yesterday, and I was going to sit down on Twitter, but I don't have the check mark. You know how you can do longer videos and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't have. Yeah, so I've been kind of just should I bite the bullet and go ahead and just get it?
You could, or what we could do is, if you could send me the video, I can break it up. I can break it up for you, so you can. So you have the one initial video, and then on that thread, you put all the different videos after that, so people just go down the original tweet, and all your comments responding to that are all the different sections of the video.
Okay, because I haven't learned how to do that yet. It seems like I always get it wrong, like adding on to the conversation. Sometimes get it right. I think video I haven't tried yet. I haven't tried the video part of it. But yeah, man, look, let's go ahead and get into these grades, because I think it'd be great. They can see it, but I'll do mine here on the show for everybody who's watching live. Okay, I think it'd be a treat. It'd be a treat. Good old Dick Vermeil moment is what that would be. Right?
Yes, sir.
So let's start out, man. Let me see if we get my grades stuff here. So I started on the defensive side last week, okay, because of the things they were doing and where they how they looked, how stellar of a job they did. This week was a little different than what it was last week. And it was some struggles. We understood it was going to be. We knew it was going to be a challenge, right? Look, Josh Allen is a very talented quarterback. We understand that. He is the heart and soul of this team. And so he's going to do everything in his power to will themselves to win. And we see a lot of that last night, what he was doing. Okay. And rightfully so. Rightfully so. That's the quarterback of the future. This is who the Bills are putting all their eggs in to win them a championship. One of my boys was talking today. I don't know if I should say his name, but we were talking. And he actually said, if he's watching this, he'll know exactly, the conversation, that he could see Sean McDermott possibly being replaced. At first, I was like, I don't see that. It's kind of a weird idea. And that just kind of sitting with me a little bit because of what he was saying. And he was talking about McDermott has fired everybody else around him. Defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, everybody. Well, now it seems like the common denominator may be him. It may be him. They've gotten big name players up there. They gotten everything on offense, on defense. They needed a running back. When they finally get James Cook, okay? They get James Cook up there. He does a tremendous job. They got wide receivers. We see that. They got Khalil Shakir. They got Gabe Davis, and they got Diggs. They got great tight ends. We understand that, right? And Kincaid and Dawson Knox. So they got weapons on offense. Same thing defensively. I mean, they got guys, but they was decimated. We no doubt about it. Injuries do happen in games. We understand that. So let me go into our stuff. I know I'm just kind of talking a little bit, but let me start. Let me start with our defense. Okay. I'm gonna start in the back end and work my way up. All right, work my way up. I think these guys, man, played a really good game. It was a good challenge because we knew how they shut him down last time, what the task was going to be. Obviously, they're going to try to find Diggs. We understood they was going to try to get it to the tight end. So we knew Reed was going to be on an island with these guys one-on-one. We knew Snead was probably going to travel with Diggs, Gabe Davis, Khalil Shakir. We understood that if there's anything that our defense needs to do, these guys are going to be able to hold up. Now, Snead gave up his first touchdown of the year. Can you imagine that? Even just saying that. And I'm sitting there thinking like, daggone, he's right. First touchdown of the year. Great coverage. Thing was, Josh Allen extends the play. He breaks out, which is always hard for any DB to do. Any DB to keep on your man the entire way. It had to be a perfect throw down and away for that score. And when he initially caught it, I thought he might have been out. But it was a perfect throw by Josh Allen. Great catch by Khalil. But the DBs, McDuffie, he was all over the place. They were contesting throws all night. Reed played at a high level coming in, he was hitting folks. This is the type of game I love to see Reed play. Okay, because it's almost like the outside guys get a lot of exposure, what they should, right? These are the big dogs, but Reed is a guy that complements everything that they do. And when he's playing at a high level, they do exactly enough. To me, he was almost like the unsung hero on defense that people didn't really talk about because he did a whole lot of little things that actually showed out to me on film. Okay. So I give these guys, man, the DBs, McDuffie, Reed, Jamari Connor coming in. Man, hey, man, listen, that was a hell of a draft getting this guy here. He's going to be a star for us. He's fitting right into the room, and we don't lag at all with him coming into the game at all, period. These guys, man, played a great game. I actually gave him a B+. I didn't give him an A. I gave him a B+. Just because some of the catches, I wish some of the tackling could have been just a tad better. This maybe have been a little nitpicky there. But when your guys, I hate when our secondary leads us in tackles. I don't like seeing that because it means you guys ain't doing what they need to do, right? But they made some good tackles, some things I've seen. But I gave them a strong B+. Strong B+. Okay? So almost an A. So that's what I gave my DBs, B+. What do you think?
I like it. I like the shout out that you gave to Mark Connor. I know we gave him a shout out last night after the game, but I know you and I both kind of not scoff at PFF grades, but we consider them. They're not the end all be all to us. But I thought this was interesting that Jamari Connor was the highest graded defender on the weekend of all the games that are played this weekend. They gave him a 90.2, and we actually had 3 guys in the top 5 grades for defenders. And this is probably one of our worst games defensively, which is interesting. Jamar Connor was rated 90.2. Drake Greenlaw was number 2 at 90. Tyrell Dotson, 89.3. Leo Chanel, 89.1. Oh, actually, Drew Tranquil next, 86.5. Then Chris Jones, 84.2. So we had a lot of guys on that list.
Yeah. Okay. So, and they all look good. All those names look good. I'll get into them in a second. That's why I gave my DBs, man. I gave them a B+. I think it's a solid grade. I think it's a solid grade from what I saw.
Yeah. You also got to figure to play the B+. A lot of people are going to say A, but if they connect that bomb to Diggs, that and then a couple of the bombs actually, they were there. They just for whatever reason, Sherfield dropped his, and then Diggs dropped his. So I mean, the looks were there.
The looks were there. The looks were there. Like I said, some of the tackling also too kind of could have been a little bit better. And maybe some fits, but I think that's a little ticky tack. I'm just kind of watching them, but it's a solid B+, man.
Yep.
Heck, shoot, I'll take it all day.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna go to my linebackers, my LBs. We knew it was gonna be a hard game for them. We knew we had to stop and run with Cook. Ty Montgomery comes in. Not Ty Montgomery. Shoot. What's his name? Little bitty dude used to play Detroit. What's his name?
On Buffalo?
Ty Johnson. Yeah, he comes in.
Ty Johnson, yeah.
Yeah, he comes in, gives a little bit as well. And it seemed like we just kind of gave up a little bit in certain areas. But we switched it up at halftime, and what I love about it is because we started being a little bit more aggressive. Let me go back to DBs real quick because I think it's very important. I would wish that Spags had brought a little bit more pressure to trust our DBs a little bit more in our coverage. Okay, I want him to do that, and hopefully this week we'll do that now. Okay, trust our DBs because our guys can handle whatever. They can handle it all. I get it, but our linebackers, Drew Tranquil, played phenomenal in the run game. Like I said, man, because of his frame, sometimes he gets lost, seeing particular things. That's not his strongest suit, but he's proficient in it. He when you shoot the gap, when you just play an instinct and just go, that's where he's better suited. When he has to wait, and he's waiting for guys to keep guys from getting the second level, that's where we kind of lose him a little bit. Okay, and some of the run game, that's what I was seeing. Same thing with Bolton. Bolton's not the biggest guy, and so you got to be phenomenal up front. Okay, to keep those guys off our linebackers, to let them play. Willie Gay going out hurt us. He hurt us in the spot. You were asking Bolton to cover the running back one-on-one. And so they start isolating these guys. They had a good game plan on what they wanted to do. And they knew if they didn't bring pressure, then guess what? Let's get our back out right now. Okay? Get our back out, make him another receiver, make him my outlet, and make sure that linebacker has to cover him, right? Makes sense. Great game plan. Great game plan. So now you got to cover the entire field, and that's what they made sure the Chiefs were going to do. But our guys got it back in order second half. They did. They got it back in order second half. The first half, they was chasing cars all over the place. Dogs chasing cats. That's what it looked like. And so it was a little tough for them. It was a little tough. But they got it back. We started asking Leo Chanel to be the spy as opposed to Willie Gay being out. And Josh Allen's just a better athlete than Leo Chanel. He just is. Leo is a very good athlete. He's a very good football player. But when you ask him to start and stop and, do those things, outside of his realm a little bit. We got, Tranquil and Bolton's a little bit faster, obviously Willie Gay. But they trusted Chanel. And Chanel does a solid job because he's so big. He can take on blockers. He can do all those different things, which is his better suit as opposed to in the passing game. So our linebackers, man, I gave these dudes, and part of it is just because, you need that help up front. I actually gave these guys, I gave him a C plus, man, but I'm gonna give him a B, man. We give these guys, oh, no, I'm oh shoot, I'm gonna give him a C plus.
Why'd you go down?
I'm being nice, okay, and our guys deserve it because they played well. The first half, not as much. The second half, they turned it on. It was completely different. Shoot, let me go B minus. How about that? B minus.
That's fair.
Yeah, B minus.
In the middle.
Yeah, B minus.
Do you think? So, like, obviously, you know, Willie Gay, probably one of our most athletic guys on defense, if not the most athletic guy. Obviously, it took some time to adjust to that because we obviously had a game plan going into it. He gets hurt. Second half, we come out with Leo Chanel, but there was a couple series before we can get to halftime to really adjust to not having Willie Gay. I mean, how impactful do you think he'll be, or how much you're going to be tracking the injury report this week to make sure he's on the field this week against Lamar Jackson? Because, I mean, that's going to be huge, right?
It's going to be huge. But I think that what you may have to do, you may have to bring in that other DB. You may have to bring in a safety to do it. I don't think at a hurt, it had to be a tackling safety. I think if Mike Edwards is back, Shamari Connors could probably be that guy. He's a pretty good tackler. Our safeties come down and they tackle for a reason. They do a pretty decent job in the box. Do you have him playing closer to the line of scrimmage? Sure, absolutely. So you could probably switch those things in and out. But also, too, you could have Drew Tranquil maybe be that guy. Lamar Jackson's going to be a handful, man. But I think what you do is that spy, you bring pressure. Bring 6. Bring it. Just bring 6. Leave 5 in coverage. Okay? Get the 2 wide receivers, likely, or, you know, Mark Andrews, who it's going to be, and you live with it. You live with it. Double whoever you feel like you need to double up. Come down in the alert position if you need to. If it's 4 wide receivers, but have 5 in coverage, 4, and bring 6. I think you got to throw it in every once in a while, right? I think that's what you have to do. Or bring 5 from that slot guy and have the other linebacker cover. So make Lamar make decisions immediately. Make him get the ball right now and stop all the running lanes, because that's had to be on like the game plan. All right, I think that's the main thing. You stop Lamar from running, and you have him get the ball out of his hands quickly. That's the key to victory. Okay, that's the key to victory. But they got some good talent, man, in wide receiver. We know that. But our guys are ready. We play the best in the league at wide receiver. We ain't dodging nobody. We ain't dodging nobody whatsoever. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's the dude with the blonde hair that caught the ball with one hand. I don't care. 3 fingers. I ain't worried about that. Or the new tight end likely. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Yeah. So that's where that is. Okay. That's gonna be my most generous grade right now. And I'm just gonna tell you right now, okay? That's most generous one for today. Now shoot, man. Y'all trust my honesty, right?
Of course.
Shoot, C plus.
All right. Yeah.
Shoot. Come on, JD. Don't go back on what you're doing. All right. Okay, this goes to our D-line. D-line. Their offensive line, man, they some real dudes up front. I've watched them the entire game, and there was times that Chris Jones had one-on-one with tackles and the guard. They were holding him a lot. Okay, they always hold him. They tackled him in the first half, and they didn't even call it. I mean, he's blatantly back there, and he's getting tackled. But there was times that they put their hands on Chris, reworked it, and getting in. I'm like, man, that's impressive. That was impressive. So, But Chris was bringing, what he could. Everybody else around him had to do a good job. And so because we wasn't necessarily getting the type of pressure, and sometimes our pressure and our guys got to eat, it's either feast or famine. Part of that is driven by the pressure you bring from Spags, from bringing 6 or maybe 5 from maybe from a different angle that they're not seeing, helps us out. George was coming. He was pulling, and Charles Minute, they was coming. It was coming. But Josh Allen, if you bring a 4 against that offensive line, you're playing their game. That's what you're doing. You're really playing their game. And so that's what they were seeing. They had a little time to make some throws. The running game, they were getting up to the second level. We need a compliment, and Nandi, because he's hurt, we need that push. We need to get a compliment, and I'm talking to these guys that's there. Dickerson, Purnell, Warrington. We need guys that's going to be in there to make a difference, okay? And I know you're trying your best, but we need a little bit more. We need a little bit more, okay? And there was times I was just watching us getting pushed around, and I was just like, man, we are getting bullied up front. I mean, I'm talking about getting our asses handed to us, okay? Pardon me, but I'm telling you, like there was times I'm just like, yo, this is ridiculous. And it's time for you to show up. You got to show up, especially this offense. Next week against the Ravens, against a more prominent running team, you better put your hard hat on and come to work. And I don't care what it is you need to do. If you need to get into the weight room even more, you better do it. You better eat your Wheaties, because this Ravens offensive line, they are bullies up front too. Okay? So you're going to have 2 challenges in a row, 2 weeks in a row. So get ready. And so the claw, scratch, whatever you need to do to get those things right, man. But the D-line grade, man, I'm gonna give him a D+. That's what I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna give him D+, man. Because we needed more than that. We needed more than that. Ooh, Mike Brennan, my man. I love it. 2 minds think alike. I love it. 2 great minds. I said this yesterday. I'm just like, why are we not trying to go after Dominic and Sue? Is it the money? I know at a certain point he wanted to come out of retirement. Did we talk to him? And he just was like, the Chiefs aren't the right fit. I don't know. I know he said that back then, Mike. I know he was talking about it. I don't know where he is now with this. But to me, Dominic Sue makes sense. He's a guy that you're going to get something out of him. He's mean, he's nasty, and he's a nice guy when he's doing it. Okay? But he's a competitor. Bring a joker like that in. Bring him in. We start seeing moves that other teams are making, bringing guys in. Look, heck, all of a sudden Detroit gets Zach Ertz.
Yeah.
They're serious about this. And look, I get, bringing a guy on offense now is a difficult task. Defensive line, see ball, get ball, hit ball. That's what it is on defense. See ball, hit ball, get ball. Dominic Sue is a very, very smart player. He's a smart guy anyway. You just need his aggressiveness. That's what you need. You need the destroyer to come in and wreak havoc. He will be a great addition to what we do. A complementary piece to Chris Jones. Can you imagine them 2 guys inside? My God. Hey, man, somebody should have been on the phone immediately. Not after the game, during the game. During the game. So, man, look, I'm Mike, I'm right there with you, brother. Seriously, I'd reckon my brain like, how come we not going at Dominic Sue? I don't know. So,
I thought we were going to play Bugs. We just picked up Isaiah Bugs from Detroit. I thought he was going to get some playing time. I don't even know if he was active for the game.
I don't know either. I don't know much about Bugs. I don't.
He's a big boy. I mean, I know we need just a big body, big plugger.
Yeah, and it could be scheme what we're asking guys to do, because I see the guy that we have is like that at that other D tackle. He's the read guy. He's reading as much because they're all off the ball, and I'm sitting there like, well, they got to be off the ball for a reason. They got to be the one that's reading the blocks and whatnot. But even then, even if you read and you press, you can still bench press guys in the backfield. You shouldn't be a yard off the ball and still getting pushed 5 yards deep. That should not happen. That should not happen. So we got to figure that out, man. We got to get more out of those guys. So I gave him a D plus, man. Chris is out there fighting for his life, doing what he could. I know we didn't get no sacks. Got a little pressures. But Josh Allen's taking off running too often and too easy. Too often and too easy. There was time the running back was getting through too often, too easy. And when you do that, you disrupt what we're doing on our second level for our linebackers. You can't let them play like they want to. Okay. So need to do a much better job. I hate giving them a D plus. I hate seeing that grade. I really do. But I demand more. I need to see more. Okay. Chris out there hold on for his life. Even there was times, man, that like guys were trying to make tackles straight-legged. You can't do that. You need to dive, man. You got to sell out. That's that's required of you right now in the playoffs. Dive. You know? One of the guys hit me on Twitter was like, I seen Chris pulling himself in and out. Well, he's getting double teamed 2 or 3 times in the game. He's just probably wore down. That's when guys got to be able to step up. Hey, man, it's your time to shine. It's your time to shine, right? So be the wrecking crew when you go in. So that's why I got him at B plus. All right.
And also, you talk about, I mean, just Chris lining up all over the place. The way we use him, he lined up on the edge 6 times last night. One of which was the where he forced the fumble on Josh Allen, which of course, you know, we should have gotten that. And then the incompletion where Josh Allen one hopped the ball to Shakir, which was almost an identical Gabe Davis touchdown right there. I mean, he put Dawkins right in Josh Allen's lap.
Right in his lap, man. Yeah. And if people will sit there saying that he's overrated with Champagne, who else you gonna get? Who you gonna find to give you the production and what Chris Jones can do? Please, I'm waiting for an answer. If you got one for us that you can get, by all means, send it out here. Okay, I like to see it. I like to hear it because this guy right here is generational talent. All right, and when I'm telling you, he's the one that in the offensive meetings, he's the guy where we say we got to stop him. We're using him in the same breath that we used to use Derek Thomas or Reggie White. We used to hear guys like that all the time. John Randall. Like when I start going through names, when we talking about in the offensive meetings, when I remember talking about guys, he's in the same conversation. Make no mistake about it. None. And the thing is, he does so much for us that we could take for granted the things that he does because maybe other people around him are not performing. Well, what about the other 10 guys? Nobody talks about them. Other guys doing their job, right? So he can't do it all. Can't do it all. He's trying, but he can't. Okay? So
and he's done this primarily on our D line without a significant guy next to him. You and I have talked about it every year for the last since we started doing the show that we need to get Chris another guy next to him. We settled with Noddy, getting guys like Brandon Williams, some vets, but we really never emphasized or prioritized getting another guy next to him, which is kind of unfortunate. Hopefully this offseason, maybe they go out and get someone.
Yeah. So, we'll see. We'll see. Look at the chat a little bit. As soon as the penny waiting to happen. No, I'll take it. I'll take 5 yards on shoot. I ain't worried about that. Yeah, the D, they won't see Chris leave. No, sir. No, sir. Do something to the production. I guarantee it. So yeah, man. Like we got to understand where whether it is, and I think people do. They do. If you don't, then you better understand it. Yeah. So let's go to our offensive side of the ball real quick. Okay, love it. Offensively, start with our wide receivers. Rashee Rice, he had 4 receptions, 47 yards. Okay, down day for him, but he still shows up. When it mattered, he's catching the football, moving the chains, doing the things just for those 4 receptions, doing a good job. So I'm always pleased with what he does, man. He's money. He's money. The guy I want to talk about, okay, Rashee Rice, always love him. He's doing a good game. He's going to have an even bigger game next week against the Ravens. We know this, all right? And I love just getting him going, doing little things like that. But how about our guy, MVS? How about him? Okay. He's been getting a lot of hate. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. MVS. Way to show up, man. I know it's 2 catches for 62 yards. Those 2 catches are big catches. I love the one on the sideline catching over your shoulder. You can do it all the time. Every time it should be that way. Every time. But it's good that you caught him now. We needed it. And so because you have been getting so much hate and a little bit of criticism for so long, it's good to show you a little bit of love, man. You earned it this game. You deserve it this game. So you continue it up, man. If you're a playoff guy, then we can appreciate that. We can appreciate it. And so I like that they took chances and shots with him, Marcus. I'm glad they did. Yep. I'm glad they did. And Pat wasn't scared to throw it to him. He didn't think it wasn't a second chance. Oh, CBS. No. Pat was like, oh, here he is. Bam. I wish they connected in the end zone for that touchdown. Yeah. Kind of set on a little bit. I know he had to get over the corner. It was kind of a tough throw. Pat might have been able to squeeze it in there, possibly. So it would have been good for him to get a touchdown. Just to get it off his back, because confidence is so vital, okay, to what you need as a receiver. And so it was good. Well, other than that, man, we didn't really see anybody else on the wide receivers do too much more.
No.
Real quick, I'll go through the McCole Hardman. I know we talked about it last night. And I said, and if you see my Twitter, I was like, why? Why are we running jet sweep or the reverse with McCole Hardman to the short side of the field? Okay. Now, I wasn't saying that we should never run jet sweep or we should never run reverse. We're very successful with McCole Hardman doing those things. I just think it was an ill-advised time to do it. I think selectively it wasn't a good choice. And so that was my gripe. My gripe wasn't against McCole Hardman running the jet sweep because he's, shoot. I love McCole Hardman running the jet sweep. But there are times and times to do it. I don't think the times that we did it was a good decision for us. Just don't. If I'm sitting over here for a guy who's blocked his life, and I'm sitting over there, I'm blocked for guys around here, we need to run it downhill. We have Pacheco run all the way down almost to the goal line, and then we decide to run a reverse, a jet sweep that's 3 or 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage for him to get to the outside, which you have the fastest defensive formation in with 6 DBs, a linebacker who was hurt, to a short side of the field. All you had to do was just make sure you outrun it or don't get reached. And that's what they did. Twice. Hit him. Fumbled. Twice. 2 fumbles. It's unfortunate. Can't happen. Cannot happen. You got to protect the football. Yeah, we tell the first jet sweep and lost 4. Yeah, man, come on. They know what's going. But you had 6 DBs in. Go for KC forever? You have 6 DBs. The fastest guys on the field? Come on, man. That's a bad play call. during that time. You have better calls than that. I get it. If it works, perfect. Okay. I still would have been fussing about it. Believe me, I would have been. Like, why are we running it down the throat? I get touchdown. I've been like, oh, okay, yeah, touchdown. Yeah, great job. But I still would have been in my head like, yo, how come we're not running down the throat downhill? Second time really didn't make any sense to me at all. Because like I said last night, we're thinking about plays as opposed to the players. Okay. The play in itself was questionable. I didn't like it at all. Didn't like it whatsoever. So people can disagree with me all they want to, man. I just didn't like the call at all. Okay. You don't want to retreat. You don't want to do that. You want to go forward. So.
And also, too, it's like I know people say it's worked in the past, but talking about currently in that game, we're lining them up. We're running straight ahead. We're getting yards every time. So, like, why try to be cute about it when just running the ball straight ahead is getting us yards here? So I don't really understand it.
Let me give people a little bit of what defenses do. When you see McCall Hardman out there, almost in slot or in a tight split, you are almost calling out, here comes the jet sweep or the reverse. I promise you. Okay? It ain't like, defense lines up and they don't know where guys are. Like, if we know where 12 is, we know where 87 is, we going to know where different guys are. We know different personnel is what you're going to do. So in your mind, you sit over here and you got to like, okay, so now what I do is process of elimination. 12's on the outside. There's only a certain amount of plays he runs with him. Defense know this. Nobody's stupid. Nobody's stupid, man. So, yeah, it works before. Yeah, but come on. There's several plays that worked before. Why that would? So, their last call just really didn't get. First call didn't mind it as much. I would have ran it to, open side of the field a little bit more. We have a little bit more room to kind of wiggle around and work out. Get in space some, but okay, whatever. But I'm giving our wide receivers. I'm giving them a C+. Wide receiver C+. Okay.
Sure. Yeah, and Rice, did he get hurt? Rice was banged up. I don't know if you guys remember when he caught that one ball he reached for. He got a nice little rib shot, and then later on in the game he came back. He left for a couple of plays. They came back in. That screen that he almost housed. He got nailed in that, and he came up limping off that. Hobbled off, but he was in and out throughout the game last night. But I don't think he was on the injury report as of after the game. I don't think Andy even talked about him being injured, so I think he's fine. Just a little dinged up.
Yeah, but yeah, I give him a C+, man. I mean, Justin Watson missed the pass. He dropped that. He dropped it.
Yeah.
So you got to have that. So now let me go to my tight ends. Tight ends. Travis Kelce, he had 5 catches for 75 yards. Noah Gray had 3 for 16. These guys did a great job. They did a good job in the run game, blocking guys. That tight end screen when you had Blake Bell and Noah Gray blocking for Travis, beautiful. I love that. I love that play. Because they're going to block for their boy even harder than in anything else. They saw it, right? Tight-knit group, that's what's going to happen. And they celebrate one another. That's what I love about it. But these guys did a good job, man. They did a good job last night. And so we needed them guys to step up. Travis, we knew he was going to kill them more than what he did. Well, we knew he was going to kill him. I would have kept going back to him a little bit more than what we actually did on some of those plays. Instead of like running the screen and all that, look for Trav. Look for him. Get the ball, push it down the field with him, man. He'd have owned those guys all day. All day. So, touchdown. I mean, he gets 2 of them. Come on, man. It's beauty. Beauty by our guys. So I'm going to give my tight ends. I know they're going to say I'm biased. So I'm going to give my guys. I'm going to give my tight ends. I'm actually going to get them. I'm going to give them an A.
All right. No, I like that.
You like that? So
yeah, I mean, I will say that there was a bunch of stuff. I mean, obviously, with the way you look at film is different than the way most of us look at film and stuff. But like Orlovsky did a little breakdown on the 13 personnel usage yesterday, which was a lot of 13 personnel usage.
5-13.
and especially in the run game. We were identifying, certain mismatches that we had out there, and we had Blake Bell and Noah Gray on one side, and it's getting Pacheco is getting him holes and setting him up to break out some of the 7-8 yard chunks he was getting yesterday. So like outside the passing game, I mean they were doing their job in the run game as well yesterday. So yeah, I'll say A for sure because that Pacheco looked great yesterday.
Oh yeah. I wish we kind of connected on 13 personnel in the passing game a little bit more down the field. I know we tried a couple times and didn't get to, wasn't successful, but that's all right. It's okay. So maybe that's a bias A+. Like Lenny Dawson. Finally, JD gave a good grade. I hear you. But yeah, those guys did a good job, man. Yeah. Tight end love for sure, no doubt. Tight end a solid B. Yeah, definitely a solid B. B+, no doubt. I gave him an A, 2 touchdowns showing up. So yeah. I know somebody was asking me, why did he take Kelsey out on 2nd and 6 down at the goal line? He came out. I'm just like, okay, that's a good question. Because that's where you eat. That's the only time he would be able to come out of the game is if we run the football, and we did. So maybe just needed the breather. But all right, I get it. Let's go to our O-line. O-line. I think this is a balance. This is a balanced grade. As much as Von Miller was making some moves, I'm so happy Donovan Smith is back. So happy. I think he was really kind of, for what he gave, that's a big difference. Our guys on the inside, man, did a good job blocking. 0 sacks. I think big part of it they did too. Yeah, chipping and staying in, blocking. We got up to the second level. We was getting on guys. I love that our offensive line is getting what they want, and that's run the football. Andy said, look, I owe these guys. I keep going back to that when he said I owe these guys something. I owe them that. Well, shoot, you should have owed them on that last when you ran that jet sweep. You owe them on that one too. For real. But they did a good job, man, blocking. They did. And so we knew that's what you had to stop. You had to stop, Von Miller, the big Nick up front. You had to stop those guys. I gave these guys, man, I gave them a B. I think, they just did their job. They did their job what they were supposed to. I was going to give them a B+, so I'm going to give them a B. Okay. They held up, gave them plenty of time, man. Plenty of time. Actually, I'm going to give them a B+. O-line did a good job, man, yesterday. Didn't really see too many penalties. We didn't get no holding calls. Didn't get no craziness like that. And it gave Pat time. And when Pat has time, he picks you apart. That's what happens. Yep. Like I said, I think we seen maybe 2 pressures, maybe a little bit where they flushed him out, maybe the one time. And you got moving around in the pocket. So yeah, good job. Good job by the O-line. Okay, those guys play like that, man. We're gonna be hard to beat. Pure and simple, man. Yeah. So yeah, man. Thuney being hurt, like you said, he'll be fine. So yeah, I gave it O-line. All right. So there you go, Lenny. That's another good grade. Okay. B+. So let's go to our RBs. Man, come on. Isaiah Pacheco, 97 yards. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 2 for 31. Pat had 6 for 19. We all saw it. We seen the performance by Pacheco. We seen the performance by CEH. And when Pat wanted to run, he ran for a long time. Untouched, just on the sideline running it up. Isaiah Pacheco, and I've said this, and we talked about this yesterday, the game is slowing down for him. You're starting to see the plays. You're starting to anticipate what guys are going to be. he's starting to get to that next level as a running back, and that's what you want to be able to see. CH coming in when Pacheco kind of got dinged up, went out. CH comes in. Let me slash him up again. Running hard. He gave him what we needed. I wish we gave him that ball down on the goal line instead of jet sweep. I'm gonna keep going back to that. So I know Pacheco went out, right? We needed the breather, whatever happened. CEH, bring him on in. But these guys, man, did a tremendous job. Even watched them in the blocking, in the pass protection. They was chipping. They was out there trying to get some ribs, doing a pretty decent job of it. And they helped out. And so with that, man, I gave running backs, I gave my A. I gave my RBs an A, man. I gave my A. So
yeah, I mean the RBs are making this. Part of the reason why we've been so successful the last few weeks. So they're continuing to do that, and we're getting juice from CEH, a guy who's been the center of a lot of people dogging him for the last few years. So I'm happy that he's getting his due finally.
Oh yeah. Mike Brennan said, Pop got me questioning who my favorite Chiefs running back of all time is. Really? Oh, I don't know about that now. Hey. He's still young. Yeah, he got a lot of time he got to put in for that conversation. But he's doing a great job. I hear you. It's like, out of sight, out of mind. When the new one comes in, you love that. We want to go back over some film over there. There's some really good running backs for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So, and I blocked for a few of them. Okay. But yeah, no, you like what you like. No problem with that, man. Pop, he's definitely becoming a favorite of all time for sure.
Oh yeah.
And so we go to our general, our leader, fearless leader. And so Patrick played with poise last night. He's very smart with the football. He has a whole different focus now. And this is the guy that we needed. We need playoff Pat. And we got him. Seen it last night when he had his little shades on coming into the stadium. He's in. He's locked in 100%, man. And he's going to make sure he does what he needs to do to win. He didn't take any bad plays. He didn't take any sacks. He throws the ball with his left hand out of bounds. Pat is playing some smart ball. We didn't need the pissed off Pat. Pissed off Pat is unfocused, trying to just go on his emotions. We need playoff Pat. The intelligent, savvy, breaks any defense down, makes plays, doing things with his legs, with his arms, with his hands. He's unstoppable. And that's exactly who he was last night. I was talking to my brother. I said, statistically, the week before was much better, but this week, methodically, what he was doing, leadership-wise, even better. I gave him an A last week. He got an A this week as well. No doubt about it. So this is the guy that we need to see. And that joker right there, he's going to lead us on to the promised land. He's going to be the dude that does it for us. Okay? He will will us to beat. Look, I didn't even care if the Bills scored a touchdown. If we had a minute or something left, Pat going to get it done. Already knew that. He had ice in his veins. He wasn't going to be shook. I had no problem. I was like, you know what? Go ahead and score. Fine, whatever. Go ahead and score. If you kick the field goal, now you're really in trouble. Now you're really in trouble if you tie it up. So, Pat, man, get an A, man. PM15. Grim Reaper is back. And he's taking souls. He's putting them all up on the mantle. Okay? Now they got the little buffalo head up there. Put that on up there. Okay? Let me take care of that. So yeah, man. Good deal. Special teams. Let's go special teams. All right. Special teams grade. I mean, Buckner comes in, still kicks as good as always. I love seeing us getting some yards with Richie James. That's positive to me. Anytime I see us getting yards with the guy returner, that's positive. Not doing anything silly. And usually, so let's just play in the confounds what we ask you to do. Don't be a hero. Don't have to do anything else. Just play your game. That's it. I think we were pretty solid. Punted once last night? Was it once? Was it twice?
Yeah, I think it was once. I think it was one punt.
One punt. So I give special teams is stopping the fake punt. Stopping that too. I'm gonna give our special teams a B+. You guys a B+. Okay. Did a good job.
I will say you gotta take into account that the fake punt, they said there was 10 men on the field at the time. So does that come up coaching, or is that who's that fall on? The guy who was not on the field?
That's the guy not on the field. Everybody knows. Look, you know if you're the guy. What ends up happening is if you don't communicate to the coach that maybe you're hurt or you're out, it's your job to let somebody else know, hey, I'm hurt. Can you get somebody else in there? Okay? That's even on the guy. Because that's where the communication lies. I don't even know who the guy that wasn't on the field. I don't know. I have no idea.
I think it was Leo, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was Chanel.
Really? Well, then that's on Leo, man. He knows he's on punt return. Oh. Yeah, Tommy Towns was a punt touchback. Can't have that. You're right. But actually, you know what? That's why he got the B+, because it wasn't really on him. We had a chance to go up there and catch that football. Like, the guy's going to fake. If you're looking up in the air to find the ball, you can tell the flight. So that ain't really on Tommy. That's on the Gunners. They need to do a much better job at that point. You practice it so much that if you're getting down there in time, you got to get a guy who's behind the returner because he's going to fair catch it. And maybe a guy in front. But you play that. He ain't going to take off running when you're down there in his face. If you're watching the flight of the ball, you get down there, he is not going to run. Even if he don't fair catch it, he's not going to run. He better not. So that's on the gunner. It's on the gunner. So
no, it wasn't Leo. I don't know who it was, but no, it wasn't Leo. Leo made the tackle, so yeah, that was my connection to him. Yeah, it wasn't him.
Okay.
Yeah, John Clifford. We had 10. That's why they say they did the fake punt because they thought 10 men on, that we were confused and they thought they could catch us off guard.
Man, look, even if you had 10, you're in your own territory, and it's 4th and 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Even if you have 10, doesn't mean that you have the numbers to the side that you're running on. Doesn't mean that. I get, hey, you know what? Let's try it. Maybe not. But I think it's a crucial time not to do that. Play it safe. Just punt it. Punt it out. Punt it out. Cliff, man. John Cliff, appreciate you, brother. With a 10. Respected the teacher and the student.
It's interesting, too. Yeah, Rob. Love you, John. Thanks for the support as always, brother. We were moving the ball at will on them. So, you don't get that and you're getting us that field position. I mean, ridiculous.
Right. And I get maybe it's your rule, but, even then, somebody should be like, should we do this? If it's 4th and 1, I get it. 4th and 2, yeah, maybe. 4th and 4, not on your life. Not in my territory. Not doing it. If you're more midfield, I get that. Okay, if it's too long to do a field goal, by all means, yes, try a field. But giving it a short field, nah, not at all. I would have been livid. As a special teams coach, livid. I would have been in somebody's tail. But you had to get the okay from the special teams coach. You just can't make that decision on your own. You just can't. Maybe get over on the signal. If you tell somebody, yeah, maybe. But I'm not giving you that much power just to call a fake on your own. I'm not doing that. So I don't know, man. I don't know how they worked that, but that was a bad decision. Bad decision. That was the worst. That was worse than our jet sweep call.
Yeah, it was. Luckily for them, I think we have a comment who said that. Yeah. Ginger Girl. Luckily for them, Harbin fumbles on the sweep. So yeah, it was null after that. It nullified their awful play calling.
Yeah, man. So that's my grades, man. That's my grades. I know we've been going kind of long. We talked about a lot of different stuff over here, man. So appreciate everybody sticking with us, talking about this. We're going to have some more stuff on Wednesday. So stay tuned with everything that we're doing, what we're putting out here, man. But what do you think? Y'all talk to me. What y'all like about it? Y'all like the grades? Y'all didn't like? What do you think?
Yeah. I think we got a good response for your grades, JD. I think no one really had a problem with it. Not really. I think Lenny thought your best grade was your tight ends one, so that means he didn't like your grades before that.
Hey, Lenny, hey, look, I'm gonna give the tight ends love, but I'm pretty solid on my grades. I am. I'm pretty fair. And I can't just go with the, it looked like they did good and stuff. No, I'm gonna check, your hand placement, where you're supposed to be, your assignment, and if you're not sound, then that's what happens. Your grades are getting better, JD. I know. I'm in a happy place right now, Lenny. I'm in a happy place at this moment. I gave some good grades out, and I think some should have. So, yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm fair and consistent. Appreciate it. Gotta be for sure.
You are what you are, JD.
Oh yeah,
and that's why we love you, brother.
Thank you, Valerie. Great analysis. Thank you. Yeah. But love y'all back. So,
all right. So, are we doing? Do you want to do the Dick Vermeil story?
Yeah,
let's do that.
Yeah. So I tell you what. So we're gonna end it here. All right. And I thought about this really. This story that Dick Vermeil told us. I'm not sure exactly who to give credit for. It's a good story. You probably look it up to see where it actually came from, where it stemmed from, the origins of it. But he told us this story one time in meetings. Wonderful story. I'll kind of read it to you, do the monologue. But it's called Faith in a Wheelbarrow. The reason I thought about this because I kept hearing all the doubt. Well, are we going to win this game? Where are you on the Chiefs winning? Are you on the scale of 1 to 10? Where are you? Where is this? Where is that? Right? A lot of nervousness that was going on in different rooms and different spaces and, on TV and, shows. And I'm just like, man, you know what? I don't like that. I don't like it at all. And some things we need to talk about here. So this is called Faith in a Wheelbarrow. So here's how the story goes. So once upon a time, there was a man who traveled from one small town to another, performing a tightrope act. One day he came to a little farming community, and he stood in the center of town square, and he announced that he was going to go to the outskirts of town, stretch a rope across the wide river canyon, and he was going to walk across the rope while pushing a wheelbarrow. Now, naturally, the farmers were skeptical about this. Like, there's no way this guy's you're going to get on a tightrope and walk it with a wheelbarrow? Okay, I believe it. So they didn't think he could do it. Didn't believe it. Thought he was crazy. So the man with the wheelbarrow and the tightrope, he went to the edge of town. He put his rope between two trees about 5 feet off the ground. Okay, and he began to practice. So he got up on the rope. He got up on the rope with the wheelbarrow, and he started walking back and forth, just getting everything down and just practicing. He continued to practice him. Well, one farmer, very inquisitive guy, came out to the edge of town and started to watch him. And the longer that he watched the farmer, or he watched the guy, the more he was convinced. He was more confident. Every time he started watching this guy practice with the wheelbarrow. So the farmer went back into town. And he's telling everybody, he said, hey, Do y'all remember the man that said he was going to walk with a tightrope across the wide canyon? He said, well, heck, I'll watch this guy and I believe he can do it. Well, all of y'all, the skeptics were laughing and all just hee-hawing. Hey, man, come on, man. There's no way. There's no way this guy was going to be able to walk across this wheelbarrow. Yeah, you're crazy. Get out of here. He said, no, listen, I do believe he can do it. He said, well, if you don't believe me, I'll tell you what. All you skeptics, everybody that don't believe he can do it, well, y'all walk with me and come with me to the edge of town and come watch this guy. All right? I just want y'all to watch and y'all see what y'all think. And so all the town skeptics went out and they watched this man practicing on the rope. They watched this man going back and forth, back and forth. So the farmer that said, yeah, well, look, see, he's doing it. He's doing it. I told you he could do it. I told you. Well, the skeptics were still, man, look, hey, man, listen, that guy, the guy's only doing the tightrope walk 5 feet off the ground. It's only 5 feet. No runner he could do it. It's easy. Come on, man. He's not going to do it against a wide canyon. So the believing farmer said, I tell you what. I tell you how much I believe in this guy. I'll tell you what. I bet you $100 he can do it. Anybody any betters? I'll bet $100. And so when he said that, the man on the rope stopped. He turned slowly and he looked at the farmer who believed him. He said, do you believe that I could walk across that wide canyon on this rope while pushing a wheelbarrow? And the farmer said, I sure do. I've been watching you for about an entire day. I've seen you doing it. Hey, I bet $100 on you, didn't I? And the tightrope walker said, sir, I thank you for your contribution and I thank you for your support. He said, but I got one thing I need for you to do and I got to ask you. He said, sure, what's that? He said, I need for you to get into the wheelbarrow. So the moral of the story is this. It's easy for us when we're on the sideline or we're over here in fandom world and we're watching from our couches to say, oh, the Chiefs can do it, or, we can watch it. And, oh, yeah, they're going to get it done. It's another thing when you got the whispers, all these different things happening. It's another thing to get into the wheelbarrow. My question to you, my question to all the Chiefs fans, who's willing to get into the wheelbarrow? That's the question. Are you going to be one of those tepid fans that are the skeptics and, I don't know if I want to, and I'm going to put money on it, but then all of a sudden don't get in the wheelbarrow? All we asking right now, all our team is asking from us is to get into the wheelbarrow. That's it. I'm going to get into the wheelbarrow with PM15, Travis Kelce, Rashid Rice, Isaiah Pacheco, and Andy Reid on offense. Defensively, I'm going to get in the wheelbarrow with Chris Jones and Kalafdis and Menahu and Bolton and Chanel and Tranquil and McDuffie and Reed and Snead. I'm getting in the wheelbarrow with those guys. Obviously going to get in the wheelbarrow with Buckner and Townsend and James. I'm getting in the wheelbarrow with those guys. Question to you, are you willing to get in the wheelbarrow? Ask yourself that. So that's the story of the wheelbarrow, the faith in the wheelbarrow. That's what it is. So
it's a good story, JD. Man.
Everyone's
loving that.
It's a great story, man. Coach Bill told us that. I was just like, wow. You're talking about dedication. It's easy to dedicate yourself on the sidelines and everywhere else, but when something goes wrong, you crumble. We ain't looking for crumblers. We need people to go ahead and jump in the wheelbarrow, man. Be dedicated to this thing, because I know we can do it. I know we can do it. Born in KC in 1973, been in that wheelbarrow every year. Good, bad, and the ugly. Yes, sir. About time. No doubt about it. Absolutely. Absolutely. I know everybody here that's in the comments, that's coming into this chat, that's watching us on us live. I know y'all on the wheelbarrow. I know that. Okay. Appreciate each and every one of you guys, ladies, friends, loving each and every one of you all. Marcus, love you too. I'm glad y'all stayed with us. I know it's kind of a long day today with the grades, but it was a great win for us this weekend. It's going to be a better win for us this next week coming up against the Ravens. We're ready for the task. We're built for it. We got the wheelbarrow. We got the wheel. Okay. And we're going to get this thing done. All right.
Exactly. So. But, JD, beautiful story, beautiful monologue. I love that so much. And then everyone really loved that story time. So that was good stuff there. Obviously, longer show, but it's all good stuff. And I honestly think we broke our record from last night. We had the most amount of people in the chat ever on a Chief Concerns live stream. So I think we had 132 at one point. So yeah, we're tonight. Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
How do you see that? How do you see how many people's in the chat? I don't know. I can't see it.
In the top left, do you have an eye thing? Is there an eye emoji?
Eye emoji? No, I don't have that.
Okay, I guess it's on my portion. Yeah, I have the time, and it says right now we have 75 people in the chat, but we peaked at 132. So
awesome.
Yeah.
All love. Appreciate y'all. All love. Yes, sir.
But so JD and I will be on Wednesday night live stream for our full-on preview of this AFC Championship game. And obviously, we're getting ready for Baltimore, baby. And then Friday, we'll have our live stream at 7 p.m. where Tasia will join us again for our best bets of the weekend. And then Sunday, right after the show, right after the game, we'll be doing our live stream as well. So, guys, we'll see you guys we'll see you guys Wednesday.
See y'all Wednesday. All right, love y'all. Okay,
love you, brother. Love you guys.
Love you. How about those Chiefs? Yes, sir. I had to do it one time. Yes, sir.
All right. See you, everybody.
Have a good night. See y'all later.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your